Yoga is from Hinduism. Yoga is rooted in Sanatana Hindu Dharma. And yoga is a complete science that caters to all different types of body. It means those who happen in the past, those who are already here in the present, those yet to come in the future. So yoga has the, I would say, it's a science to cater to any types of bodies, even those who are yet to come in the future. Okay. And in fact, Swamiji said that yoga is like the science that you can mold the body in any way you want. It means you can make any body you want through yoga. So that is the power of science of yoga. So that is the second truth. Yoga is from Hinduism, not from some other people who claim that yoga is not from Hinduism. Okay, it's rooted in Hinduism and more than 60,000 years ago. Okay. So third important truth that everyone needs to know is that yoga is a science of radiating enlightenment. See, the whole entire purpose of yoga, because if you translate the original Sanskrit meaning of yoga is, uniting, right? It's uniting the body, mind, and the spirit. It means having oneness with the source. So yoga is not just, a science that keep ourselves healthy. It is a science to radiate enlightenment for the ultimate flowering of consciousness. So through the practice of yoga, one can attain the beneficent of accomplishments. That means one can attain liberation, one can ascend to the state of ineffable bliss. That means that's according to a Kirana Agama, that ultimate, I would say the ultimate purpose of yoga is to experience the eternal bliss, the original state. Because in all the scriptures, it says that we are by our very nature Ananda bliss. So yoga is that science to experience our original state of bliss, Ananda. So yoga is not all about making us better men. It is about making us a superman. That is the main difference. But a lot of time, a lot of yoga out there are just kind of taken yoga only to the area of asana, maybe pranayama, and a little bit of pratyahara, which is like, so the rest are not actually exploring the higher dimension or higher limbs of yoga. Because if Paramashiva said there are 6 limbs, right now in the whole world, if you can see where yoga is taken, you only see maybe the first 2 limbs. Asanas and pranayama are widely practiced. The other 4 limbs are somehow not really built into the lifestyle. So the reason why it is because for the last 4 limbs to happen, you need an enlightened master. An enlightened being who knows the entire science from asanas to samadhi. You cannot only know asana to samadhi if you're not enlightened. Understand? So that's why the whole entire spectrum of yoga is only known to the enlightened master. Whereas whatever you've been seeing out there, whether they're seeing only asanas and pranayamas, are only teacher. I would say yoga teachers. Teachers who know how to teach the physical dimension of yoga. But the full benefits of yoga is actually only known to people who know the authentic yoga. Okay, so that's why it says that it is a science to make you into a superhuman, right? A superman. So yoga is for awakening the Kundalini Shakti, the inner potential energy, the energy of possibility, and merging with the individual, merging of the individual consciousness with the cosmic consciousness. So basically allowing us to experience oneness, Advaita, and express all the mystical power of Paramashiva. So that is the real, end goal of yoga, which is radiant enlightenment, radiant Paramashiva. Okay, so these are the 3 main truths that we need to know about yoga. So if you look at it from this understanding, a lot of things out there today in yoga has been either misrepresented, diluted, and or half-baked. I call it half-baked. So if you dwell into the authentic yoga, which Swamiji is here to revive, we understand the full potential of power of yoga. That means how yoga is going to be such a great science if it's revived in its full original form and glory. Okay, so these are the three truths. Next. See, Swamiji's advent is to create a super conscious breakthrough. See, we have gone through many evolutions from a small amoeba to a fish, which is a physical breakthrough. From fish to monkey is a physical and mental breakthrough. From monkey to man is a physical, mental, and conscious breakthrough. And now, the next level of breakthrough is from man to superhuman, right? Which is not just physical, mental, conscious, but super conscious breakthrough, which has been long overdue. So it takes the incarnation of Paramashiva, which is Swamiji now, is the incarnation of, is the avatar of Paramashiva, to take humanity to the next level of super conscious breakthrough. So that is the purpose of his mission. So when you understand that, then you will understand how everything fits together. Okay. Now let's get into the next slide. So yoga from the source, which is what Swamiji developed as Nithyananda Yoga. This is basically a revival of the authentic yoga revealed by Paramashiva or Lord Shiva, the pure super consciousness. As per Hindu scriptures, the Vedas and Agamas. According to the Vedas and Agamas, this is how Nithyananda Yoga are actually put together, which describes the precise lifestyle of enlightenment for mankind. So that means how an enlightened civilization lived in terms of through the yoga. Okay, so these ancient techniques of Paramashiva are being delivered by incarnation for Hinduism, which is Swamiji, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashiva, for human beings to experience the ultimate space of oneness with Paramashiva, the ultimate Shiva, the ultimate truth. So yoga is nothing but union with the cosmos. That means attaining oneness with the cosmos. Okay. So during the program when Swamiji conducted this Paramashivoham program, he revealed for the first time there are 12 unique components, which will come to that later on, to basically revive the authentic yoga, the way how it was practiced in its original form. Okay. So that's the first part of yoga from source. Now let's get into what we can learn from Swamiji's life. How yoga happened to Swamiji. Okay, so understand that mastering the science of yoga with Yogi Raj, Yogananda Puri, basically that is Swamiji's yoga guru. Okay, so he described Swamiji described his yoga guru as miracles living around his yoga guru. Okay, he's just living around with just miracles after miracles. So just here are just some description of how he has seen his yoga guru. So see, Swamiji started training at the age of 3 under his yoga guru, Yogi Raj Yogananda Puri. Okay, this is Swamiji's yoga master. Look at him. He lived more than 100 years old and he looks so extraordinary. Look at it, the way he is able to do the pranayama. Okay, so he has a body of miracles, which Swamiji described. He can just sip cold water through his nose and spit out hot boiling water. Okay, boiling hot water. So that's the kind of power he can. Can you imagine his body is like a like a nuclear reactor. He was a master of sound. That's another specialty of him. He can just create any shabda, sound vibration, and he can take a stone and create sound, and the stone and like make a sound like as if hit by a hammer, and the stone will just break into pieces. It means using sound to crack the stone. Okay, and he would sometimes create a kind of sound as if a dog is barking. In the language of the dog, that means he's able to create the sound of the dog, and it's kind of like an invitation. And then surrounding a whole bunch of like 60, 70 dogs would just come and gather around him. That is the kind of powers that he's able to command. In the same way, Swamiji has seen that in his own eyes, that they will be sitting under a tree, like a mango tree or coconut tree. And then his yoga guru, he will ask, can you bring us some mango? And he would just make a sound like a stone hitting the mango, and then the mango will fall, and they will have the fruit. So he know how to break coconut just by the same way, cracking the coconut just by using sound without using his hand, just creating a sound like how a coconut will crack, and literally the coconut will crack. So he is a master of that kind of science, using the sound vibration. He's able to do all kind of amazing feat, yogic feat. Okay, so and some users has seen lifting any size of stone, any size of rocks, big rocks, small rocks. Okay, just by sound. And he's so strong. I remember somebody once described, he used to tie like a chain, a metal chain on his chest, and through some pranayama, he just break the whole chain. Okay, break the whole chain through his power of that strength of that pranayama in his body, just by prana. So, and he has seen how he will not even use his hand to break any rocks or anything. He just create the sound. So, and such amazing powers he exude and demonstrated to Somji, and he makes Somji levitate in one of the account. How, and he even teleported. Can you see the two? This conch was what he teleported for Swamiji, and he showed Swamiji how to teleport. So he basically taught Swamiji all kinds of yogi powers. He has seen it in his own eyes also. Now, so basically, from the age 3 to 13, okay, Swamiji's guru, Yogiraj, Yogananda Puri, he prepared Swamiji's body and mind to enter and stay in the experience of enlightenment. See, he said that it's very easy to have satori, means a glimpse of enlightenment experience, but to hold that permanently in your system, that requires preparation, because the body need to hold the energy of enlightenment. You have a glimpse, which is not a too difficult thing. You just need a little bit of practice and some kind of will persistent. But to hold the energy permanently in your system, your body need to go through some kind of mutation and preparation. So entering into the experience and having a glimpse of a no mind state, having that experience called satori or unclutching, is actually not very difficult. Like I mentioned, it's quite easy. But to remain in the experience, and more importantly, to express the energy through your body, both your body and mind needs to be prepared. So an enlightened body holds tremendous energy. Understand? In this enlightened body, you need to hold a lot of cosmic energy, which lands in you. So Somji gave a very apt analogy, is that trying to hold 4 elephants in a small hut. Imagine your body is like a small hut, but it has got the energy of 4 elephants. Imagine how is it difficult? How difficult can that be? So to do that, that's why your body needs to evolve, mutate into something extraordinary. It is like a nuclear reactor. It means your body needs to be like a nuclear reactor, where you can hold tremendous amount of energy. So which doesn't happen in an ordinary human body. Understand? So which means you need a yogic body. A yogic body who can hold tremendous energy. For that to happen, the body needs preparation. And Swamiji has been prepared from age 3 to 13, almost 10 years by his yoga guru, before he can start radiating all this amazing energy and to initiate everyone globally. He can do initiation, regardless of time and space, whichever corner in the world you are, he's able to initiate you, and the kind of energy he's able to penetrate beyond time and space. You need a very, very strong nervous system and strong body to hold that kind of energy, the kind of cosmic energy landing in the body and radiate out to millions of bodies in the whole world. Okay, so that requires preparation. Same way to have enlightenment, you need to prepare this body. You cannot have a body filled with tamas or a body filled with, toxin. It's not possible because you can't even do anything. Your body is sick and filled with toxin. So let's go on to the next slide. So yoga for manifesting external power, Shakti, right? So yoga is for you to express and manifest Shaktis. See, Swamiji say that the important part of manifesting Shaktis, you need the master key, which is the importance of a guru. See, in the whole yoga tradition, it's always on the Guru Shesha Parampara, means Guru disciple lineage. And the hand down from Guru to disciple, disciple becoming Guru, and then again to the next batch of Guru disciple. This is the way how the whole Parampara, the lineage, is transmitted through generation and generation, which is the basis of Hinduism. Hinduism should on this Guru lineage of time which stress the importance of the group to achieve the ultimate experience of yoga. Guru is essential. Not to your guru. If you're going to a yoga without a guru, means what? Some form of yoga, not because you have enlightened master in order that whole entire transmission to happen. The grace of the guru is important. So the importance of initiation by a living master, Jiva Mukti fire, can be transmitted with burning lamp. The lamp that is burning is the master. It is only from a living body to another living body. That's why the day that the incarnation enlightened master, seal the human body in the planet to emit. Initiation can only happen through enlightened master. This tradition has never been broken. As we continuously encourage and enlightened master continue to descend on planet Earth to pass this land, to emit disciples. So, and for that to happen, you need to have Shakti, which is entanglement with the master. When a disciple start reflecting the master's neurons, see, Swamiji's brain is wired very differently, wired from the cosmic, consciousness. So when you start having that thin connection, that oneness with him, you start mirroring his neurons. Same way for children, when they are connected to Swamiji, they start mirroring his neurons, which means they start to manifest the powers that he has. So that is the whole science of yoga, which is the preparation for manifesting extraordinary powers or shaktis, as well as prepare the body to manifest, Paramashiva. Okay, so that is what we can learn from Swamiji. For Swamiji to do what he's doing now, you can't imagine he has not done the yoga part. It is not possible. He has done so many things. He has so many gurus from different traditions, not just yoga. Yoga is just one dimension. He has, siddhas, he has all the different Vedanta, all the different branches of Hinduism. The guru from different branches of Hinduism. And he basically had to learn, because as an incarnation, he needs to transmit all the different uh, aspect of Hinduism, different branches of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. He needs to be initiated. He needs to know the science. Okay, so that's why Swamiji has got so many gurus when he was growing up in his hometown, Arunachala. So let's get into the next aspect. The third aspect which I want to talk about is yoga is the key to one's infinite possibility. See, understand, Swamiji say again, human being is a possibility. You are a seed. You need to open up, okay? That means what? You are a possibility yet to sprout into a tree. So that means you're still in the process of sprouting. You still have a huge possibility ahead of you. So if you understand that you are a seed, then how to make the seed into a tree is what yoga is able to bring. So let's look at how yoga opens one's infinite possibility. So let's look at how Nithyananda yoga has the body for yogic physiology. History behind yogic is having the qualities of flexibility, powers, energy, and health. It's these four qualities the body is able to radiate. Not only flexibility, ability to manifest powers and radiate intense energy, and a healthy body. Okay, so when a child's body is prepared by the practice of Nithyananda yoga, and with Swamiji's initiation, the Shakti Pada becomes power. Understand? The feeling connection the child has with Swamiji and is initiated, he or she is initiated, they start radiating its power. So the power of yogic physiology gives one the ability to go beyond food, sleep, because muscle memory expresses big possibility. That means your body is start to radiate a different quality, that of a yogic body. You have a strong nervous system to hold Swamiji's energy during initiation, which will directly manifest as power. That is the beauty of master's initiation and incarnation's initiation. And if their body is prepared without the parents interfering in their body, see, if the parents understand this one thing, if they're able to help the children not get tainted with all the external impure food, or all the wrong things that get fed into the body, then the initiation, the body is easily cleansed through yoga, and not only that, it starts radiating the possibility and the powers of Paramashiva. See, some parents, due to their unconsciousness, what they do, they feed the kids with food from the society, which are not only tainted with a lot of impurities such as addictives, non-organic food, pesticide, non-vegetarian food, all kinds of food that is laden with toxin. All these toxins get into the kid's system at a very young age, and they lose the ability to have the yogic body. And by and by, they develop a sick body. So if the parent is aware how yoga prepares the kid's body, then they will cooperate with this whole process by giving them the right food, the right ambience, which I talked about last session, Avatarana, for the ultimate flowering of consciousness, for the ultimate flowering of our manifestation. So it is very important how the parents can support their child or children to develop the yogic physiology with a strong nervous system to hold the energy of Cosmos, Paramashiva, and start manifesting extraordinary Shaktis. But when they are not aware of the whole entire big picture, they think due to their inauthenticity or their ignorance, they start going with the society's, how society, this is the way how society works. So they just go with the way how society functions without knowing how they are actually destroying the possibilities of the kids. Understand? So that can never happen if the parents start to understand this important puzzle, this important truth of how yoga plays a major role in your child's manifestation of not only possibility and powers. Okay. I will take question later. So if you have any question that pops up, please type onto the chat later on. I will check the chat. So let's go on to the next part. Okay. So the daily morning routine, which Swami gave, is very important because it puts your body in tune with the biological rhythm. See, our body has certain rhythm. Okay. It is actually to repair the biological clock because see, due to a lot of unconscious way of living, like such a wrong food, wrong thought currents, like a lot of stress, negativity, life negative thought currents, wrong lifestyle, have a lot of late night sleep and, stressful lifestyle, whatever may be, all kinds of mess that we create. No need when children, like now, the kids are getting so stressed out by the school exam system. So we create a lot of stress hormones inside, a lot of stress get built up. So all these kind of things disrupt their biological clock, the rhythm. So yoga helps to repair this biological rhythm, the clock that, so that it is start to fall in tune with the, the Dharma, which is the Dharma of the body, which is to become a perfect reflection for cosmos, reflection of the cosmos. See, the body is to reflect the cosmic light 100%. Because of the toxin, because of the stress, wrong lifestyle, whatever may be, the reflection is not happening properly. So the morning routine tunes all of us to the biological rhythm. You have a body you will enjoy and you will love to be in. That means not getting pain here and there and getting sick and hating the body, having this hatred for the body and feeling trapped by this body and finding fault in this body, which is what is happening in the whole world. Many people are not able to be in tune with the body. They start finding fault in the body. They started to abuse the body or neglect the body. When these things happen, what happens is you develop diseases, disorder in the body. You disrupt the rhythm, the biological rhythm, the physiology, which creates a healthy body, start to get disturbed. The moment you get disturbed, you start to have problems. So this biological clock needs to be healed because of our lifestyle, because of the unconscious way of living. Yoga is that important part to not only for healing, for tuning you back to the cosmic rhythm. So then you develop a very graceful body in which you are happy to live in. You are happy to, radiate the whole world. A body in which you celebrate you its beauty. Understand? Not those beauty which go to a lot of cosmic, what you call it? Plastic surgery. They do a lot of things to fix, knit and cut their body because they're not able to be happy with the body. So if you know how to tune this biological rhythm and learn how to heal the body through yoga, you grow younger, not only growing younger, eternally 16, like what Paramashiva say, but you will enjoy living in this body. You don't feel the pain, you don't feel, that you're being trapped in this body. You feel this body is such a blessing to be able to do what you want in the outer world. See, understand the body is a vehicle for your dreams and achievement. Understand that. So So if you have a sick body, be very clear, that is not spirituality. Spirituality means to have a healthy body to be able to manifest what you want in the outer world. So when you, the true sense of beauty, grace, happen when you have a beautiful body, in the sense that not like, you know, beautiful as the society's definition. Beautiful body means what? Having a balanced body, a healthy body, a yogic body, which is in tune with the Dharma, in tune with the cosmos rhythm. Okay, so that is the body that the kids should have when they start doing daily yoga. The yoga prepares that, the authentic yoga. So let's continue with this. So the right chemistry happening to you during morning yoga, puja, satsang is the fuel with which you can travel to other planes of consciousness. See, the ultimate purpose is to be able to travel into different times, vertical time zone, right? So Kailasa is only for people whose biological clock is in rhythm with the cosmic rhythm. If your clock is not in tune with the cosmic rhythm, how can you travel? If you stuck here only, Loka, planet Earth only, you can't travel to higher dimension. You know, the higher dimension requires you to be able to have a solid body, yogic body, with which is in tune with the cosmic rhythm. So the spiritual routine or morning routine is completely private between you and Swamiji Paramashiva himself. So that is the right understanding of yoga and why morning spiritual routine is absolutely critical for all of us to prepare the body to hold energy, as well as to start traveling in different planes of consciousness. Okay. Now, understand that in Nithyananda Yoga, which Swamiji has described, there are actually 12 components. It's basically to develop the new species. See, the ultimate purpose for Paramashiva is to create a new species on planet Earth. Okay, so I'm just going to go through this very quickly. The asanas, pranayama, then mudras, which is the hand gesture, bandha, which is the lock, the internal lock in the body, and then karana, which is the combination of hands and feet in a dance form, right? The 108 karanas devised by Sadashiva, Paramashiva. Basically, when you do that, you put your body in a state of high awareness of your body, as well as engaging multiple parts of the body at the same time. It means you're able to be aware, your expansion of awareness to different parts of the body, and be able to engage them into a dance is what Karana is all about. And visualization. See, every asana, right? It is important to maintain a strong visualization of that asana, because every asana is a reflection of certain consciousness. So the visualization takes one. Okay, when you keep a clear visualization of each form which we are embodying, whether it's Bhujangasana, Gajasana, whatever asana we're trying to, put ourselves into, the body can settle into the depth, the experience of each and every posture. That means the full experience of the posture is experienced in the body, the depth of it. Okay. Then we have japa, which is the internal chanting. There are 8 japas which is used, and then the chanting, the Sanskrit chanting. The asanas are chanted with the original Shastra Pramana. Okay, so when the kids are practicing the yoga, they are listening to the Sanskrit, the original form of the Sanskrit mantra being chanted according to the original way yoga was practiced in the beginning. See, Sanskrit is a very powerful language. It is a language, it's called Deva Bhasha, which means the language of God. So it is not only phonetically significant, okay? That means just by listening, it creates different vibrational impact on the brain. It starts rewiring the brain in different level, in even the body system, the energy. So Sanskrit is not just the sound alone, but it has got different effect also. Because like a nada is a sound which is based on the premise of the entire cosmos. Or a lot of the Sanskrit are from the Nada Brahma, means the original language of God. Okay, so the practice of listening to nada leads oneness with the ultimate, with Paramashiva. Therefore, the mantra, which is being chanted, the Shashta Pramana, which is being chanted, when you bend the body, in the sequence of the asanas and with the energy, with listening to the vibrational sound, entering into that space, what happens is that you create a different frequency tuning of the body itself. And it make you more and more tuned to the cosmic vibration as well, sound vibration. Okay. So then weightlifting. See, weightlifting is not a modern thing. During the in the ancient time, they have this thing called akada, okay, which means there were already weight being introduced, but of course not the kind of dumbbell that you see in the modern world, but it's a different kind of weightlifting. There's certain instruments which they develop to train the power, the muscle memory. So Swamiji introduced back the weightlifting into the Nithyananda Yoga, okay, which is actually, this science is actually by the Nada Sampradaya, it means Nada yogis. The Nada yogis used to be very, very powerful yogis. They train a lot on the body and also the breath, the pranayama. So they have that as a tradition. And mandala is a cosmic representative. In this case, we're using the Sri Chakra, which is the 3D dimension of the cosmos. And then the Parana, which is the jury, which is again Rudraksha, which is used by Paramashiva, and that holds the energy. It's like a battery to hold the energy. See, when you're doing yoga, when you're meditating, you're radiating intense energy. So when you're wearing those Rudraksha and jewelry, that energy get recorded in the Rudraksha. And you can, whenever you're low, you're falling to the low of energy, that energy can be used to help you pick you up. Like the Kantamala that we're wearing, or the Sundavaram, which is a earring with the Rudraksha, okay, the 6 Rudraksha. Then finally the Aushada, okay, which is the alchemy science from Siddha tradition, which combine herbs, prana, and also Swamiji's energizing the herbs to create into certain, I would say, aushada, something which can be applied in the body or consumed, depending on what kind of aushada it is, okay? To help to reflect, mirror, make the body reflect the cosmic consciousness perfectly. All right, so these are the 12 components of Nithyananda Yoga. So now I'm just going to go to the next part. What happens when children, when their bodies start to get prepared by authentic yoga? Okay, I'm just going to share that very briefly. But of course, the possibilities are endless, the powers are endless. So let's look at it. So listen, like I mentioned, we are in the process of creating new species. A new species, it's already here. Many are already here. So the being Swamiji is producing by manifesting powers are literally new beings. They're the new species. It is not just evolved or grown, it is brand new. The strand of DNA, which is completely alien, which is completely new, non-recorded, undocumented, completely new, which can be programmed just by will. When you program by will, by consciousness, this DNA, this is the new DNA strand, this whole new DNA. If in the future, Swamiji said that he's going to do scientific research on the new species, and he will say that scientifically you'll be proven that there will be a new DNA and new intra-organ being developed. Intra-organs are organs between consciousness and the internal organ, which is not visible by the naked eyes. But we can grow new intra-organs just by consciousness. And he said these new species will have that capabilities to grow new intra-organs. Okay, so they are here to take human consciousness to the enlightened consciousness. So these are the possibilities, you know. So sorry. Come to the last slide. So see, body flexibility, muscle building, ability to do, let's say, rope yoga, pole yoga, Shivastamba, and Kundalini Raju. All these are possibilities. It means physical possibilities, right? How your body is able to flower into different aspect of expression in terms of possibility. But straight levitation is a power, okay? Not just possibility. See, when you're levitating means it's a power. There is a difference between possibility and power, okay? So like, for instance, when Gurukul kids or the children, they learn how to be ferocious in breaking their patterns, they start manifesting powers. See, powers can only be a shift to, you know, in their declaration that they are Paramashiva. So they start manifesting, or they start expressing infinite possibilities and powers. That is the whole purpose of the yoga, as well as first opening up the possibility, and with the right cognition, powerful cognition given by Swamiji, they start manifesting powers. Okay, so with that, I'd like to come to the end of my presentation. I invite all of you to ask. It's Q&A time. Put your question in the chat or the Facebook Live chat. Okay, so I give you all some time to type. Okay, so any questions so far? Okay, so did a superconscious breakthrough ever happen in the past? Okay, so here's the first question from Malala. Okay, sorry, let me just put my virtual background back. Now I take it off. Oh, now I know why. Because I'm using Kailasa Singapore's account, so there's no virtual background, only the real background which I'm having now. Okay, doesn't matter. Nope, the super conscious breakthrough has yet to happen. That's why Swamiji is here to make it happen. It didn't happen. It only happened from monkey to man, which is conscious breakthrough. The super conscious breakthrough has yet to happen. It's been delayed. It takes us so long. Human beings still get stuck in the comfort zone. So you need an incarnation like Paramashiva to give us super consciousness breakthrough. He did mention that for evolution of the species, a Vishnu incarnation is good enough. But for consciousness breakthrough, you need a Paramashiva incarnation, an avatar of Paramashiva, because only avatar Paramashiva can give a super consciousness breakthrough. Species breakthrough, that means from fish to tortoise, from tortoise to, you know, pig, and all that. The whole evolution of the species. That is the Vishnu incarnation. But for a consciousness breakthrough, you need to be a Paramashiva incarnation. Okay. So are you saying that the yoga cleans toxin in the same way that that herbs? Yes, if you know how to do it, of course. Yoga can cleanse. Of course, if you pair up with the proper herbs, they work hand in hand much quicker and faster. Okay. Then what is the ancient civilization? What about ancient civilization? What about ancient civilization you want to know? I don't quite understand this question, Mom. You want to elaborate a little bit more?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. I was wondering, like, you know, the ancient civilization that Sumitis that disappeared, like the Incas and Mesopotamia, they didn't have this super consciousness breakthrough, right? Or I was wondering, they disappeared, but they had that high signs of super consciousness.
You're talking about the in Egypt, those the civilization, the earlier Egyptian civilization. Is that what you're saying?
That, or also the Incas and the Mesopotamian, you know, all these very powerful,
See, Lumira is part of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Lumira is from South India. Okay, so it's the same. It's Bharat. Okay, so that is the same. So I'm not sure about Atlantis, but I know Lemuria is part of the whole Bharat. In fact, the whole piece of that land, it's now submerged in the ocean due to some earthquake, whatever. So that civilization existed before, and they were rooted from that. So basically, all I know is that the ancient civilization, the very first early civilization, landed in Kashi. Paramashiva landed there, which is Varanasi. That is the earliest civilization on planet Earth. And if you have been to Varanasi, which I have been there a couple of times, the streets are very narrow. And Somji mentioned it's not that they purposely built that way. It has been like that since generation, because in those days, these people used to fly. No, they fly. So that's why the road is very narrow. They just fly. Can you imagine? So those days in those civilizations, the people just fly. They levitate and just start flying. So wherever they want to go, they just create some sound vibration and they start flying. So those were the days of the enlightened civilization in those early days. If we can get a glimpse of that. Okay, any other question from the Chinese Zoom room? If they want to ask me some question about the significance of yoga. I realized that you ended up in my, okay, let me check whether there's any question in my, how to start authentic yoga with kids at home as a parent. Okay, so Amar Shankari asked a question on my chat. Today's a bit messed up. We're supposed to go live on Singapore Ardino. It went not live on my page because everything got delayed. But that's okay. Whatever happened, it meant to happen. Okay, to answer her question, how to help children to practice authentic yoga at home with the parents? I think that's a very, very valid question. So first of all, the parents need to understand what is authentic yoga. Only when they understand to get out of ignorance, then they will know how to seek the best. See, when they don't know the best, they pick up anything on the street, they think that's the best. But when they know, see, in today's presentation, they roughly know what is authentic yoga now. But they may not have experienced it. So then they need to experience it. Then they know the difference, what it does to their body, how they feel the difference in the energy, how the body start to pulsate at a different energy and vibration. When they start observing the difference versus ordinary yoga, you know, when they go to some studio and do some yoga, they may have a good distressing practice, you know, calming practice and relax the muscles and all that. But the deeper level of the tuning, the biological clock tuning, will not happen. And if they continue to live with a very unconscious lifestyle, like non-vegetarian diet, you know, they don't do their cleaning, right? Like the pancha kriya, like internal cleaning, doing the, you know, enema, taking the right herbs to cleanse the whole entire system, the gut and all that. So the body will have a lot of toxin accumulated from society due to wrong food, due to wrong lifestyle, and they do not know how to clean their body. So the first step they need to learn is how to clean it. Cleansing the body through, you know, what Swamiji gave as Arogya Yoga, which means the yoga of health. First, get to a healthy state. Bring your unhealthy state to a healthy state, which is the first step. After a healthy state, then you go to a yogic body. It's like a progression, right? You cannot jump from day one from a sick body to a yogic body. Come on, let's be realistic, right? You need to go through the next level, which is how to bring your body to a healthy level. So that should be the focus. It may take, depend your intensity and what you know. So it may take 6 months, 1 year to tune the body to a level of healthy state. Then when you start adding other components, like power manifestation, to unclutching, dhyana, which is meditations, all that, then you start experiencing the higher dimension of yoga. So first thing, of course, we always start with body, because body is the first thing we need to tune first, okay? Which is like the hatha yoga. So tuning the body, through asanas, then through the proper diet, through the proper herbs to clean the whole mess inside, the toxin inside. Then after that, you start doing the next step, which is the pranayama part. Pranayama tunes not only just the prana level, but also the mind. You cannot practice pranayama when the body is still filled with toxin. Okay, if your body is still with a lot of toxin, you cannot practice pranayama because it will not have the impact. You will not feel the effect. In fact, sometimes it can backfire because prana, which is the pure life energy, if you have a lot of negativity, you would just add fuel to your negativity. So that's not what you want, correct? So for cleaning the body, which is the first step. In fact, actually, I was a yoga teacher way before I met Swamiji. But of course, I didn't know the other component of yoga till I met Swamiji, who gave the right context, bringing back all those yogic practices, even though I know some of them, but I never really live it as a lifestyle. Only after coming to Swamiji, then it became part of my lifestyle. He make it into a charyapata, means your lifestyle. Knowing is one thing, living as a lifestyle is a different thing, okay? So that means you become part of your day-to-day routine. So that is the main difference. When it becomes part of my day-to-day routine, then it becomes part of my muscle memory and biomemory. That's the main difference. So in fact, even like how I'm able to introduce this lifestyle to my son. He's now 18 years old. In fact, I was so inspired by Swamiji. When I met Swamiji, Kai was only 3 years old. And I did exactly, I started to introduce yoga to him at 3 years old and train him because, I trained him because I was already a yoga teacher. So I started to train him in yoga. And I'm so happy now because I've given him the right context and that early experience of yoga. It's very easy for him to come back. It's very easy for him to get into the routine. And he does yoga daily by himself now. I don't have to chase him. I don't have to remind him. He will do it himself. So, and he would do all the Panchakriya himself also. So, which is kind of, it's a breeze for me when I introduce those things to him at a young age. And so he just picked up that muscle memory and the habit, when he was young and start living it. So it makes sense to introduce to kids at a young age, and also keep their body in the purest form, which is tuned to the cosmic consciousness. That's why they are able to manifest a lot of powers. It's very easy for them to manifest power if the body is tuned at a very young age. The possibility opens up in a big way as compared to an adult body who has accumulated not only a lot of toxin, a lot of negativity, a lot of wrong ideas, belief systems. So that all needs to be completed and dropped, which takes some time. Whereas for kids, they're still in that pure vessel. What yoga does is, if I give you an analogy, is that make the vessel become golden vessel. So, gold holds tremendous energy, right? As compared to a clay vessel. Golden vessel holds tremendous energy because gold is a matter that holds tremendous energy. So yoga make the vessel, your body, like a gold vessel, which holds tremendous energy. Okay. So Lala asked, balance seems to be always more difficult for kids. Why and what powerful connection they need to make a breakthrough the four asanas that needs a good balance? See, it depends on what age, ma. And also the parents' ability to inspire and support. It's at home, just also to answer Shankari's question, how parents can do it. First parents need to live that as a lifestyle. I live that as a lifestyle. That's why I'm able to inspire my son. If I don't live it, I just keep nagging, yeah, you must do yoga, you must do it, and you yourself don't do. Do you think the child is going to be inspired to do it? No way, right? Child is like, you're not doing it. Why are you forcing me to do it? Che, don't come and disturb me, right? So first, you're living it as a lifestyle, and then you'll be able to inspire, and you'll be able to support your child in the same yogic lifestyle. Then it becomes like a being to being connection. Like, you know, when I do yoga, when I discuss yoga experiences with my son Kai, it's like a being to being experience sharing, not like mother to child. It's like, wow, you experience that. Ah, wow, my experience like this. So it's like a different discussion altogether. So really, first the parents need to live that as a lifestyle, and then they can start to support the child. Balance seems to be difficult. See, the balance can only happen when they need to start somewhere. They can't start, somewhere if they, first of all, wherever they start, see, one of the great things about yoga is independent intelligence. Wherever you start, you will guide you, you lead you. Of course, it quickens the whole process. You have an enlightened guru. You have an incarnation who knows the inside out of this whole authentic yoga. So the progress and the expansion would be very fast, versus you go and find here and there yourself, and then sometimes learn from wrong teachers. Sometimes you learn from someone who only know part of the answer, but not the full answer. So when you have a guru like Swamiji who knows the whole mapping, he's the source, he's Paramashiva, right? So he's the incarnation of Paramashiva. So he knows how the whole intricacy of the whole entire science work. So a lot of expansion and possibility is a lot quicker, versus you trying to figure out yourself, you're trying to find someone who is not the insider. So that's my experience, okay? And any other question? Otherwise, we're going to conclude now. No question from the Chinese parents, huh? Anadyata? If there's no question, then I'm going to wrap up. You can continue to post the questions in the chat. Now later on, if I have time, I'll go and answer. But it seems that everybody seems to, thank you for this session. You're most welcome, Amma Prema. So I hope you guys got something out of this session. Yes? Yes? Denise, do you find useful? Do you find useful? In terms of understanding why yoga is so important as a foundation for kids.
Yes, very useful. But for the practice with children, when you have 28 children in front of you, to make them understand authentic yoga, it's not easy.
See, start somewhere, Arya. Start somewhere, and then you will progress. So let Swamiji guide you. Let Swamiji guide you. But first, start somewhere. Same way when I first started, I started somewhere too. You must understand, I started way before knowing Swamiji. I started somewhere. But when I come to Swamiji, he upgraded my knowledge and my understanding. So let that upgradation happen by his grace. You just start the work. Got it?
Yes, I see that for some kids in the group. In the group, I see the evolution in the group for some kids.
Yeah.
But there is the problem of the parents, the parents to understand the authentic yoga and to make the children understand that.
So what I suggest is you take this presentation again to those parents who are not aware and make them understand at a deeper level how this knowledge is important so that they can support the kids, even though they don't know, and this inspire them to support. First support, then after that, if they're interested, then they can also be part of the whole, to get into it. That means they themselves live a yogic lifestyle.
Yeah, sure. I planned that
Okay.
this meeting with the parents. Yeah.
Good. So I think Malala will arrange all that, and then you guys can share it with the parents and have more and more parents imbibing the authentic yoga and how yoga can actually make a difference in our life, not only just becoming healthy and free from diseases, but radiating to our peak possibility of our radiating all the powers of Paramashiva and becoming graceful like Paramashiva and eternally 16. Don't you all want that? I mean, he's giving us the best thing. What else? We just have to do it and inspire more and more people.
Yes.
Yes. So if there's no further questions, and I'm going to conclude now, because I'm going to run to the Paramashivoham session in another 4 minutes time. So I'd like to thank all of you for coming to this session today. It's been a delight to have all of you following my Enlightened Parenting session over the last 1 year. This whole 1 year, I've done 9 sessions. Today is the 9th session. And thank you all for the support. And I hope to see you in the next new year. And in the new year, the next session. The next topic is going to be about creating God and goddesses. Okay, how Gurukul create God and goddesses. Okay, so how Gurukul create little divine child and make all the God and goddesses happen. So this is going to be the topic in the next session in the next year. First topic. I'm also excited because I have no idea what I'm going to talk. Honestly, I have to sit with Swamiji and then he start downloading. Same thing like today's session. I have no idea. I just have to sit and then things start flowing. So I'm really excited because he did say that Gurukul is about the place to create God and goddesses. But how is this going to be manifest? Let's find out in the next session in the new year. Okay. So with that, let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thank you all for.
Can I share something?
Yeah, you want to share?
This is more for the ayah or those, because I once, my 2 sons went for Gurukul once and they stopped going for more than a year or so. So initially I was thinking, and I couldn't get them back. But when I got the space that at least now my younger son, more than a year or so. So initially I was. Okay.
Yeah. So your younger son is now joining, right?
Yes.
The yoga, right?
Yes, at least they got the culture session half an hour. He's okay to try. He's doing, every morning I have to nudge him once a week, but at least he will try. My eldest son is 17. He's still not willing yet, but I've not given up on him. So I just want
first of all, you don't give up on yourself first. You start living the yogic lifestyle. He will be inspired by you, okay?
Yeah. Recently I did because of them.
Yeah, see, you have to live by example. Then they will see, wow, okay, my mother. See, kids, they see your body language. Don't see your verbal language. So start living your body language and they will start following you. Okay?
Yeah, so I just want to tell them, don't give up, and you must have the space that they will come back to yoga or Gurukul, whatever their age. Like my eldest son, he's still not willing, he's 17. So let's hope I still have the space for him to come back.
Yes, the parents must continue to hold the space. That's right, Tatastu. All right, so now let's end with the Purna Mantra. Thank you all for joining. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat Saubam Bhagavashi Nithyananda Paramashiva Paruka Paramastu. Om Nithyanandam. Nithyanandam, thank you all for joining. Okay. I think Shadika, you can stop the live stream.
Oh, you stop.
I stopped already. You stop the recording. Okay, I will go the other side now. They're going to